This definitely wasn't on today's gardening list. I came outside planning to trim my yuccas and do a little weeding. Instead, I found a baby bird in the pond skimmer, discovered baby bunnies hiding in the garden, watched the hummingbirds put on a show, and ended up giving one of my yuccas the biggest haircut it's ever had. You never really know what's waiting for you out here. Let's get started. Hi everyone, it's Tim. Welcome back to my channel. This fantastic weather here in New York is just going on and on and on. And I know it's super warm in Europe right now, or it was this past week, and I'm sorry for those of you who have been suffering. But here I am happy for the hot weather. The plants, the bananas, everything are really happy because with tropicals, the warmer it is, the better they do as long as you keep them watered. How is everybody? I've got a lot to show you. Crazy stuff going on in the garden as usual. Animals, plants, you name it, it's all happening this week. And let's just jump right in. Please like and subscribe and please leave some comments. But come on, let's go get in the garden. I had to start off with showing that my high noon tequila seltzer is the prickly pear flavor right in front of my prickly pear garden, or my cactus garden, which is blooming very nicely now, and I love it when it's blooming. Okay, don't panic here, but I am trying to light the dead parts of my Yucca Rostrata that bloomed last year and looks really mangy because of that bloom. And I'd read that you could do this. You could actually set the dead, dry fronds on fire, and I could not make it work. It does not want to burn, and I think it's just because it is too wet.
No, it's too wet.
I gave it a trim, and I know some of you are going to think I overdid it, but there was so much dead brown fronds on this, and I think it's just because it bloomed and now it's branching out. So I think I've got about 4 branches, maybe 5 branches here at the top. You can see new growth coming out in different spots. And I believe it's all because of the bloom. I've never had one bloom before, so this is new experience for me. But if anyone wants to chime in, please do. And now that we've got the panic over on the other one, this one I'm going to do the more traditional cut here. You can see I'm trying to keep a pattern. But this one I think is going to bloom this summer. So I'm going to be in the same situation next year with this one, but we will see. And it's funny, Alex in Long Island was just talking about Yucca Rostratas on his videos. But yeah, here you can see where the flower is about to come out on the top. And Alex does a whole thing on other yuccas too, so check him out. I never really show this angle, but here you can see that, yes, they are on the flat area by the pool, but just beyond the fence is this nice hill going down. I even had someone say to me that there is no way I have these Yucca Rostratas living in upstate New York. It's just impossible. But I think the key is clearly the drainage, and that they, on this hill, they never have to worry about being too wet. And we have another groundhog. But you're little. Yeah, you're little, but you're gonna go take a nice little trip. Yeah, you're not even scared of me because you're little. Yeah. This is a Norine lily. I hope I'm saying that right. Or the Guernsey lily. My friend Miriam gave it to me, I think 2 years ago. And this is its second year with me, and it's flowering again. And she said she got this at an auction, but it's in a pot. I really like it. I bring it inside. There are baby bunnies in my garden. So many. They are so cute. I just think they're adorable. Now, I really don't like big rabbits because then they eat everything, but right now they're adorable. I am over at my friend Paul's estate, and I just love walking around his driveway here, which is catalpa trees, which are these trees that flower, tower over this road, and so pretty. I always love walking on this road and looking up at these trees. Even when they're not flowering, I just think they're beautiful. This is the weirdest disease he has on one of his plants. It almost looks like some kind of insect, but it is some kind of disease. And Paul told me that there's really nothing you can do about it at this stage. It's gone too far. But oddly, the tree looks like it's thriving, but it can't be good for it. And I had to show these beautiful limbs that are so low to the ground on these old growth trees that were put in so long ago, but they're just beautiful. This reminds me of Angel Oak in South Carolina. Sorry about my hand there, but I just think it's so interesting when people let these trees grow and grow and grow. I love that. What such a beautiful, beautiful tree. My brugmansia is so slow to flower this year. It has just started. I don't know why they are so late to the game, but usually the first flush of flowers is the best of the season, so I am looking forward to it. But yeah, they have taken their time, and I've had them out away from the house to get even some more rain on them. If you are fighting ants getting into your hummingbird feeders, I put down this sticky stuff, and it is totally working. And so if any of you, I'd never had ants get in it before, but this year they are. So it's called Tangle Trap Sticky Coating, and the ants don't want to cross it, and it is working perfectly because there were so many ants going in. And here you can see one of the hummingbirds drinking out of the feeder. The tiger lilies are blooming over here in front of my rubber tree. And I kind of hate that I put the rubber tree in here because I really want to put my Phoenix dactylifera right there, but maybe later I will. It's a cloudy day today, but some of my water lilies are still blooming. And I do have my lotus in here, but they are not thriving yet. The lotus that I had up on the deck. I'm hoping they will take off. Lots of warm weather. The water is really warm. We will see. The first plumeria bloom of the season. I wish I knew the variety of this one, but it's really pretty, I think. And some of the others have buds on them, so it's exciting. You just never know with plumeria what they're going to do. And the echinacea is blooming right now as well. I always want to show this. This is the view from my bedroom window. I get to look out, see my bottle palm, the pool, boats on the Hudson. But best of all, my Chilean wine palm hybrid is sitting right there to greet me in the morning when I look outside. That's the best part of this view. This is the rose that I pulled out of a trash can in Pennsylvania. It was just put in there to die, and it has come back every year. It's probably 8 years in the ground here. And look, these are about to bloom. I keep checking for the blooms, and I'm so scared that I'm going to miss it. They're so close to blooming, and it's going to be any day now. I just want to see them bloom, and I have sometimes gone down and I miss the bloom completely because they bloom at night. This is actually a day later, and I think tonight is going to be the night. They look like they are ready to bloom, so I just have to remember to come down and look. They only bloom for one day, but they're pretty spectacular. So next week you will see them, not on this one. This is a canna that my friend Paul and Anderson gave me, and it's so tiny, but it's beautiful. It's such a beautiful little canna. This is my very crazy Amazon parrot. She's a rescue bird. She was not in a great situation for many, many years, and if you can see in her eyes, it's from malnutrition. There's these little spots on her eyes because she was only fed seed for many, many years. With me, she's having a much better life. She would love to be held all the time. She drives me crazy because she's a little nippy, even though she wants to be held all the time. I just don't think she understands that she can't bite me like another parrot. But she is fun, just very, very loud. A really loud parrot to have, so keep that in mind if you ever want an Amazon parrot. On the other hand, here's my little Hans macaw. She's as sweet as can be, not nearly as loud. I adore her. The two parrots do not like each other. I keep calling them my Mormon wives because they're both female and they both are very jealous of each other. But this bird is just a complete joy. She's not nippy at all. She's really, really sweet, fun to be around. And she, just like the other one, would love to be held all the time. She's being a little crazy right now. She's being a little crazy right now because she's laying eggs. We're on like the fourth egg, I think. She keeps laying them. It's that time of the year when the sun is the longest, and that's usually when she lays eggs, and then she will stop. So I'm waiting for her to stop. But when she's acting a little strange right now, I always know we're going to find an egg. And even when she's like wandering off on her own, which she never does unless something is up, like this right here over by the dog near her cage, I know we are probably going to have an egg by the morning. And if you will look here, yep, this is the next morning, and there's another egg. So she lays them, they fall to the bottom of the cage, they break. Otherwise, I could make fried eggs, I guess. Here's my bougainvillea blooming very nicely. This was also a rescue plant in the bargain section of the store. And I keep saying I'm going to put this in the ground, but then I have to cover it and keep it warm in the fall, and I just don't know if I'm up to doing all of that right now. These brugmansias are getting closer to blooming. I'm excited because they smell so good when they bloom. And I've had some of these I probably had a couple of these plants 25 years. And I know I showed the datura last year, but I just love how these are annuals and they just come up all over the place, and then you have these big beautiful flowers that the bees love. Vegetable garden is doing well. I don't have the most gigantic variety of vegetables this year, but my tomatoes that I grew from seed are doing great. Hopefully I'll have a lot of tomatoes for tomato sauce, and my peppers are taking off. And I've got potatoes down over here, so hopefully as long as the groundhogs don't get in there, I should be good on some vegetables very, very soon on this beautiful day. The figs that died to the ground because I did nothing to cover them, and normally that's not such a big deal, but when the winter was so bad, they died completely to the ground. They're on a comeback out here around the flagpole with the pirate flag out here. So hopefully the boats find this amusing. I just thought it was beautiful tonight. I had to show you the ships going by. I'm out here having a nice drink. This is when I love summer so much in the Hudson Valley because it's just, the light's gorgeous. Such a pretty, pretty time in the evening, and I love the light is so late right now. It's fantastic. Beautiful day here in New York. Hi there. I found this poor little bird in the skimmer, but luckily it had most of its feathers and could fly, and the parrot was very nearby, so I just put it back in the tree. Otherwise, I would be raising a new bird. My friends Paula and Anderson surprised me with these tropical pillows, which, if you remember, down by my pool, I painted that same look on the pool door, so they match the pool door. How cool is that? The lavender is still going, and the bees are all in here. There's bumblebees, but there's also my neighbor's honeybees in here. They're just doing so well. I love the fact that lavender blooms for so long. I wish I had more, and I think it really likes being here against this wall so much because of the drainage. Again, it's all about drainage with things, and I think that does lavender in lots of time if there's not really good drainage for them. The cactus or the cacti are in between blooms right now. You can see that there's plenty of buds back there in the back. They're going to bloom again, get another flush of color here. The hydrangea are blooming up on the hill. And look, this cactus, this prickly pear, was in this pot all winter long right here. This shows how cold-hardy they are. Not even in the ground, and it's blooming right now. And hummingbirds are in the bee balm. So hopefully between the bee balm and my hummingbird feeders, I should have a lot of hummingbirds in the garden this year, which is always fun to have them here because they're just so quirky and weird. I have to point out this alocasia. Sorry that my camera shadow's in the way, but it's got growth coming out of the sides, which is unusual for an alocasia. Normally they come out just from the top, which I will show over here. And this one's going to bloom. But that one is just being odd and coming out the side. So we'll see what happens with that one. It could be a fun alocasia because none of the other ones, even back in here, if you will look, they're coming out of the top. You just never know in a garden what is happening. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I am going to go jump in the pool. It is nice and hot today, and there's a few boats out on the Hudson, a few sailboats, but not very many. But it's a quiet day, but I think the pool is calling. Again, just reminding, please like and subscribe. Please leave some comments, and I hope all of you have a fantastic week in the garden.